மறக்காம சர்ப்ரைஸ் பண்ணுங்க. Thank you.
Hey guys, and welcome back. So for this next tactic, we're actually going to see a few tactics in the following game. And I do want to make clear that the following game is not a London, but it's an anti-London opening. And most of the time, White will be able to get the kind of standard London setup, but there are some cases in chess, if Black tries really hard to stop White from playing the London, it is possible, and that's what I want to show here. After pawn d4, Black plays pawn c5, the immediate strike in the center. Now, the players of this game were Grandmaster Yermolinsky playing White against International Master Emery Tate. And this is a game I love showing because Yermolinsky won in less than 10 moves, as there are some nice tactical opportunities very early in this game. Now, of course, White, if White wants to, it's possible to play c3 and still attempt to get a London setup with bishop f4 and e3, but I would not recommend doing that, as there's a much more direct and kind of principled move to play here, which is pawn d5. The idea being that you're just grabbing space so early, and especially after we see this game, we can see that White could put a lot of immediate pressure on Black. So going forward here, Tate played pawn e6, and Yermolinsky played this immediate knight c3, just supporting the pawn with the knights, and anticipating that what actually happened in the game is after pawn take pawn, knight take d5, White gets a beautiful knight on d5, potential outpost as no black pawn can attack the knight. White is ready to play something like e4 or c4 and reinforce this powerful piece in the center. So going ahead here, Tate played knight to e7, challenging the knight on d5. And I do want to make clear that it kind of becomes a positional battle over this d5 square. And White wants to be resourceful and really wants to maintain the knight on d5. And the way to do that is using the Darksford bishop. Now, usually you can't use a Darksford bishop to help control the light square, but in this case you can, as bishop g5 just pins the knight, relieves some of the pressure against e5 for the time being. And of course, Black would not like to play the very weakening pawn f6, as that would very much damage the kingside structure. So instead, Black plays pawn h6. White very simply drops back to h4. And now there is a funny trap here. If Black plays the terrible blunder pawn g5, the game just ends right away with checkmate. White has the very nice smothered mate, knight to f6. So the pin stays in the position, as the bishop can't immediately be kicked away, and Black has to be a bit creative here how to get out of the pin. And what Black did here seemed very natural, but turned out to be losing due to a very nice tactic from White. Black did was queen a5 check, getting out of the pin, getting the tempo on the White king. Yermolinsky played pawn c3, and then Tate played the quite blunderous knight f5. And it's really unfortunate for Black, because knight f5 looks like a nice idea, attacks the bishop, probably aims to get the bishop pair very soon. But amazingly enough, there is a nice trick for White in this position. Now, if you had trouble finding the move, the thing to realize in this position is the fact that knight c7 is almost checkmate. The only thing stopping or preventing the checkmate is this queen on a5. So this is a pretty big signal that we want to somehow remove the queen from a5 so we can deliver checkmate on c7. And there's a pretty dramatic way to do that with the very beautiful queen sacrifice, queen to a4, as now the Black queen is actually trapped, given it has no way to move away to continue to defend the c7 square, as White is controlling b6, c7, and d8. Black is just losing a queen or getting mated in this position. If the queen is defended, White is happy to take and deliver mate on c7. Otherwise, I believe what happened in the game, Tate actually accepted defeat, and after queen take a4, just allowed knight c7 checkmate, and it was a 9-move victory for Yermolinsky. Now, you don't see this too often, an international master losing in 9 moves. But it does happen, and that's why tactics are just so important, especially these potentially weird positions from the opening. If you can find some coordination with your pieces, if you can look for perhaps these early mating ideas, then very good things can happen. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope it inspires you if you ever come across this opening d4 and c5. I hope this game inspires you to be a bit more ambitious and play this d5 move early on. So with that, I will see you guys in the next video.
மறக்காம சர்ப்ரைஸ் பண்ணுங்க. தேங்க்யூ.